Alright, this is for Pisces. This is March 2018. So, Pisces, you do have a lot of movement going on this month, and that's whether you want the movement or you don't want the movement. A lot of you guys want the movement, though, okay? So, there's going to be a lot of talking just with people, with individuals. And I almost heard for some of you guys, which is really weird, but hearing about different people's life stories. Now, I don't know if that connects to you. Like, if you guys, obviously have your own life stories, which, like I was going to say, obviously you guys do. But this is like swapping stories with people, finding out the root to where people come from. And you guys like that, actually. You guys like diving down and going deep into the mysterious, part of life, the part of life that's a little bit unspoken about. And you guys are good at reading people, so it's just cool. You guys have been always reading people throughout your whole life and picking up on different things, and now during this time it's almost like everyone seems to be sharing their stories with you, and I feel like a lot of their stories are going to resonate with your own, whether you've talked about your own story or have not talked about your own story. So, a lot of things going on, and at first, it's almost like it seemed like in February there was a lot going on with your mind. There was a lot that you were thinking about, and now you're taking action on, which is always a good thing. So, March, you're going to be taking a little bit of action with things, okay? And this is like more than usual. So, it almost feels like you guys are physically tired, but you're mentally wanting to pick up and go. You're picking up and wanting to do things. You're picking up and you're wanting to reach your goals, and this is what your mind keeps constantly telling you. It's like, hey, Pisces, this is what I want to do during this time. Like, let's go ahead and do it. And maybe your body is physically exhausted, or you're a little bit more, I don't want to say lazy, but yes. So it's like you're a little bit more, you have to try a little bit more to accomplish those goals, and I think that's what's going to be a challenge for you during, March is, and it's not a bad thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, because whatever you were trying to deal with in the past, when it came to certain things that you wanted to achieve in life, it's like there's a feeling of always like getting your way in a certain sense, but it's you always tried, so whatever this idea is, you always tried to do it in the past. That's the word. So you were always trying to do something in the past, and it never like it never like went the way you wanted it to go, right? It always kind of crumbled apart, or it was always kind of half-assed. Like, it happened, but it wasn't the way that you intended it to happen. You get what I mean? And that's in the past. And any kind of energy like that, you got to leave it, those kind of things in the past. If you think that there were certain things that you may have flunked out of, or that you might have not been your best, or you might have failed at, you need to leave those in the past, because those were just lessons, yes, but that was just certain timing in your life that you weren't ready for those things. There was other things coming in your life that were maybe a little bit more important, that needed a little bit more of your attention. And I feel like in March, even to the end of February, is like, or middle of February is when it started to kick in for you, that now there's like nothing significant that needs your attention, Pisces. And I like that, because March is that time to relax for you. It's that time to feel good. It's that time to focus on you. And when you try to do something, or those kind of things, when you did try to focus on yourself in the past, like others needed your attention and needed your focus, or your work was maybe taking up a little bit too much of your time, and now now it's time to focus on Pisces. And I keep So you guys heard my voice, obviously, right? I keep there's something just in your general life, and I don't feel like this pops up with your cards, which is all right. That there are some things that aren't said, and you don't really know how to talk about them in March, especially when it comes to like serious issues, which you're always really good at helping people out with. But when it comes to your own issues, like March is not the time to, you know, uh, it's, you know, like to express almost like how you feel. Like you're just, it is the time to do that because there is a need of vulnerability, right? That's being asked of you during this time. And I think you know that's happening. Like, I think you're willing to open yourself up and letting everyone in every situation in because they're not asking too much of you. I think it's just, and maybe it's a romantic situation for some of you guys to where the romance is going to be hard to talk about during this month. And I don't know why, and I'm not going to ask you why, and I'm not going to, it's just, but you're feeling vulnerable when it comes to romance. Okay? So let's keep it at that. But so your challenge, right? What's going to be really challenging for you is to create your world to which you want it to become. Wow, and those words slipped right out. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a more difficulty trying to really step foot and create your world because you have this vision and it's like and again too, it's almost like these people are coming through, and especially females, even if you're a male, this is like the mom and sister and your female friends. But if you're a female, there's gonna be like one or two female friends or a mother, somebody like that steps forward and who's just kind of there for you without even you having to ask, which is a really beautiful thing. And I honestly wish everybody had that, right? So, but again, what's going to be challenging for you is the fact that I almost heard that you have to do it all on your own. Maybe you've been like kind of reliant on some kinds of situations when it came to people. But it's just like trying to create your own world, right? Like the vision is there and the vision is so perfect, but it's like the more you do it, like like life isn't as perfect always as it seems. And your reading's not a bad reading, okay? It's not. It's just I'm trying to put it into perspective a little bit because with this being a challenge, it's difficult to see that like you have so many things going for you because it makes me sound like a therapist and I don't want to do that. But it's almost like, okay, whatever your vision is, right? Whatever you're trying to make into a reality, the challenge is looking at a blank field and then actually building the castle that you want to be built on that, because imagining it is so easy, right? To imagine this perfect thing, this thing that you want, or this thing that you're going for is so easy to imagine, and you do it every day. And then also when it comes to actually doing it, comes to actually building it, you can do it, and it says you are going to do it, but it's just going to take a little bit more effort. There you go. So, I mean, like, why this is all kind of happening, right? It's because I think there's a certain reality that came to you. There was something that you've seen in this world that you didn't like. And that can go with any kind of situation that you're in, right? It almost wants me to like tell you about the story of, and this is a story I created because I've learned from this story myself, and I don't know. But so it's like this younger lady, and she's, or he if you're a younger man, but this younger person was going ahead and they're walking through a field and they wanted to learn about self-discovery. They wanted to meet new people, like these tribes, these people, and all this good stuff. But along the way, along life's path, we've seen some things that were a little bit cruel, that were a little bit truthful, that were a little bit hard to swallow. So something hit you, right? To where, you either see some truth or you had this like idea, right? Of, ooh, the God, that needs to change in my life. Like, I don't want to see this part of me anymore. I don't want to see this part of life anymore, or this part of this a certain person. Like, it's almost like things kept being very truthful, and almost like there were harsh truths in the past. That's where those like almost failures came from. But it was just like a learning lesson. Like, you're like, I've learned a lot of lessons. Now it's time to focus on me. And I've seen something either about myself or about my life that now I kind of thought about, and I have this idea of how I want to change it, how I want to do things now. All right. And it's cool because, yes, Pisces, you can relax, and yes, you can still conversate, learn about new people, but you also have these like females in your life who are very, very good to you. Okay. So, I mean, how you're feeling, right? You're feeling blah. Things come and they go. That's like a really big thing that I heard. Things come and then they go, and you're okay with it, and sometimes you're okay with it, sometimes you're not okay with it, and like that alone is okay. Because it's like, I feel a really big thing for you to be completely okay with that. Like, if you're wondering why, like, something really good comes into your life, and you're like, oh man, that's really good, but yet it still has its quirks, it still has its loose screws, and you're like, well, all right, I might as well just let that go, or maybe you don't want to let that go, but that's kind of like the beauty of it. Even though I know it's hard to put in like perspective. Sorry, perspective. It's like, yeah, you're feeling a little bit bored, but you know what though? Like, boredom is your time to relax, and that's okay, because it's still saying that things are gonna come and they're gonna go, and even emotions are gonna be at their all-time high, and the next day you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling this person, or I don't know if they're feeling me, and it might go vice versa, like if it is with romance or something, like, or even family or any kind of people in your life. It's like, okay, like, I go and I send them a message one day, and they don't respond, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do something that I like to do, or fine, I'll just sit here and I'll think, or fine, I'll just sit here and I'll take a nap, or fine, I'll do something that I like to do because I'm Pisces. And then all of a sudden the next day it's like they're texting you and you're like, like, I don't really feel like getting out of bed right now, like I don't really feel like socializing right now. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're gonna feel like those like root to those emotions because you're supposed to be feeling them right now. Like, you're supposed to be feeling everything and not being able to talk about it. That's what March is. And the reason why that is because you had this idea of how you want things to be and you visualized it. Well, now it's time to work on it. If there was people and there was communications and there was these people that you were supposed to talk to, or this crush that you were supposed to hook up with, that whatever your situation, or that job you were supposed to apply for, that's why they didn't come, because they would only be a distraction to you. So feeling those emotions right now is the best thing for you, right? Because in the near future, so probably I'm going to say the end of March, things are going to start picking up, because you know what, I do feel like it's going to be so much more sunnier, and just with those like nice weather again coming through, we're getting into springtime if you're around me. We're the northern hemisphere, right? But it's almost like then those emotions of yours, then those feelings of yours, then those glasses that you wear are going to be so much more lighter and so much more prettier, and you're going to really start getting things done, okay? And so it's like, it's like, even like the goals you were having during the things you wanted to get accomplished during March, it's okay to take your time on, because next month or the end of this month, things are going to start picking up quick too. And I feel like that's something's going to take on your full attention again. But it's a good thing. It's like whatever it is, you're going to still be very successful at it. You're going to really, be full focused. So that's why it's like urging you. It's like do what you want, like because there is something you want to accomplish or something you want to do, but it's not with another person. It's not with, and I feel like it is with friends. So, just it's almost like telling me to like for you to take advantage of this weather too. But I'm going to move on. So, whatever that you are trying to accomplish in February, you're going to, and it's really going to start like becoming routine for you in or not February, but March, and then it's really going to start becoming a routine with you in February. Now I pull a little card about anybody who has a crush or anybody who is concerned with love, right? And see, with me, this comes in a few different ways. I'm just going to line it up in between. Nothing to be scared about for any of you. That was a big message. Nothing for you to be scared about. If you're dealing with a person, right? If you're dealing with a crush, there's going to be, it's almost like an opportunity that happens, right? And they're going to give you a little piece of their love. So, like, don't worry about that. They still have something to offer. And I think the biggest thing I want to tell everybody when it comes to somebody that you have your mind set on is, like, don't bait your own hook. I know it sounds really weird. Don't bait your own hook. Like, because I feel like someone keeps baiting their own hook with, like, the worms, and they toss it out to get that perfect fish in the sea. And then it's like people just are, the fish keeps stealing your worm, and so you have to keep rebaiting it. Like, don't let anybody do that. Like, don't, like, dangle your hook out for too long, right? Because this is supposed to be a time that's about you. And once you start feeling that, yes, like, I'm into myself in March, like, yes, I'm doing what I want to do. Yes, I'm doing the things I like to do. Even if you're not and you're just relaxing, that's still something you like to do. You still chose to do that. Then people will come to you. Don't be that guy or girl on Facebook or Snapchat constantly complaining about life or constantly feeling like telling the world that they're lonely. Like, just keep it to yourself, because you don't have to be lonely when you have yourself. And honestly, that's one of the biggest lessons you'll learn and through life. But, we'll keep going on. So, but in your environment, things are manifesting. Things are going exactly the way that you planned them to go, the way that you wanted them to go. And at first it starts off with the vision. And Pisces are so good at the vision, right? They think about something in their head and they want to manifest it, and they daydream and they daydream and they do different circumstances about how it's going to turn out and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's like this time things are really, going to turn out, whether for good or bad, Like, if you're, like, envisioning a friend, you and a friend getting out of conflict, it might happen. And then all of a sudden you're left at these crossroads and you're like, maybe I envisioned that, and then it happened because maybe this person actually wasn't supposed to be in my life. Or maybe I just need to cut them out for a little while, just this month. Or you're constantly thinking about somebody cheating on you, right? But then you feel dumb because then it doesn't happen. And then you're left at like, oh, okay. So this person didn't do what I, envisioned or fantasized them doing. So maybe there's something within myself that I have to look at, and then next month we can make plans together. Or they did, do something bad to you, and you're like, okay, maybe this person doesn't have to be in my life. But I don't have to tell you that. So situations like that will occur where you'll do things that seem dumb or that seem like out of the ordinary, or, that like you were imagining something and then all of a sudden like it either came true or it like absolutely did not. And then you're left with thinking, okay, is there something going on in my surroundings, or is it just me that needs to be fixed? So that was your, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just mixed all those cards in my regular cards. That was your March. Sorry, guys. 2018. I hope you liked it. Sorry, my voice is a little bit coarse. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you mid-month. Yeah.